are back for some more Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishments. There is an S on the end, which I didn't really notice until now. I wanted to take a moment to explain what actually happened with the last few, and I explained half of what happened previously, where I accidentally cut the recording and ended up with half a video. So I recorded the other half separately, and I was hoping to just merge the two videos and cut out the extra, any overlap. But what ended up happening was for some reason, none of the simple editing programs I have allow me to edit those video files. So I wasn't able to, edit it at all. I tried it like nearly, and the one that I had the free access to a while back, well, the free period ran out on that, and I'm not really paying for anything here. So yeah, there's a bit of confusion with the last two episodes, but the mysteries are still there. The crimes are still resolved. I still explained how things finished up, I think. So now, if I continue, we're going to be jumping straight into the fifth mystery. So let's get right into it. The Kew Gardens drama. So this is what, like a stage play or something? Alrighty then, let's get into it. Oh.
Holmes, for heaven's sake, whatever's going on?
Oh, hello, Watson. You're early. Did you kill all of your patients?
What? Holmes, where have all these wretched bees come from?
I increased the temperature of the room so as to prevent them from hibernating. I needed to take a sample of honey. But it worked, Watson. We will have honey all year round.
Ridiculous and dangerous.
They're domestic bees, Apis mellifera, such industrious workers. Anyway, Watson, I am sorry, but I must leave you. I'm in rather a hurry.
You didn't seem like you were in a hurry 5 minutes ago.
But nothing as thrilling as this experiment. A theft of plants at the Royal Botanic Gardens in Kew. I'm helping a minister who's an old friend of mine. You can join me if you like.
Well, I'll admit that I'd far rather accompany you than remain alone here with these workers of yours. Besides, you'll need a helping hand with the flowers you're intending to bring back.
Watson, however did you guess?
For the great Sherlock Holmes to bother with the theft of plants. Come on, admit that you're planning to spoil your little bees with some rare pollens.
Since when did I become so transparent? Let us go.
Oh my goodness, Toby has to deal with all those bees in the house now. Let's see. Chronicle, yeah, sir. If I go to the Grange Fair. Why is it red? Why is some of them red? I don't understand. Does that mean I did them wrong? Harpoon that was used. Silver fork. Wow, you stole the silver fork. Fantastic. Alright.
Well, I'll admit that I...
And good afternoon to you, my lady. It's always good to see you. Yeah, okay, fantastic. Let's get a move on, shall we? Kew Gardens. We are arrived.
Well, Holmes, here we are at the Royal Botanic Gardens. There's no doubt that this place is beautiful. But are you really intent on investigating the theft of the plants?
Yes, of course.
Well. There's the exit. Yep, just give up on this right away. So, who have we got here?
Don't touch anything else, is that clear? Just go and get a bucket of fertilizer. And without turning it over this time. Good day to you, gentlemen. How may I help you? If you are here for a visit, please do come back on Sunday.
I am afraid that it cannot wait. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is my friend and colleague, Dr. Watson. We are investigating the theft of plants that took place here 5 days ago. A remarkable collection, I believe.
So you're the one in charge, eh?
A small favor for a friend. Now, to whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
I am Martin Hamish. I am the Deputy Director of Kew Gardens. And that fellow yonder is Albert. He works here.
I am delighted to meet you. What can you tell us about the plants?
They were rare and exceptional plants.
Tell
We
us.
presented them at our last exhibition. We haven't removed the stand yet. It is still in the large glass house. We only learned of their disappearance the evening after the exhibition, and nobody saw anything.
No doors were forced?
No, but I would imagine that for a thief it would be fairly easy to gain entry, for there are no guards here.
Well, if you don't mind, we will take a look. Now, you say that it is in the large glass house.
Yes, the one just behind me. Just a second, since Albert has nothing else to do. Albert, show these gentlemen where the exhibition was held.
How many people work here?
Only myself, but occasionally 2 students, Albert, whom you have met, and Miss White.
Here it is. This is the place where the stolen plants were exhibited.
Wow,
Thank
this
you.
man is
Is there something the
struggling,
matter?
yeah.
Yes, there is. All right, the plants were valuable and rare, but it seems to me that the tragedy that took place here only 2 days ago has been entirely forgotten already.
What tragedy are you referring to?
The director of Kew Gardens, Mr. Montague Dunn, he died here just 2 days ago.
We're very sorry. We were not aware. The two of you were good friends?
He was my father.
Oh dear. Our condolences. We should not be troubling you. Please do excuse us for the intrusion.
You say that he died here, in the large glass house.
Holmes?
Yes, just here, near the door to the colonial collection. He suffered a heart attack, just like that, so suddenly. It was terrible. Excuse me, gentlemen, but I cannot remain here.
His eyes.
If you need me, I'll be in the
are,
reserve. That's the room next to the front of the large greenhouse.
Of
red
course,
with
we
tears, my
understand.
goodness.
What should we do next, Holmes?
According to Albert, this is where his father, Montague Dunn, was found dead. The traces are thinner in some places. These boot marks are fresh. It appears as though someone was dragging their feet. The footprints reveal that someone staggered here.
He was already having a heart attack when he arrived, was it?
The door was smashed at shoulder height.
So someone fell into it, perhaps?
This door handle is new. It was recently changed.
Which means that it could have been broken and then someone forced their entry, perhaps.
The esconson was breached near the handle.
Sir, something.
The door was
placed-
forced from the inside of the Colonial Collection Room. The handle was changed afterwards.
I think we need to inspect the Colonial Collection Room.
Blood.
Oh, whoa. Amazing.
This sign is broken. Something heavy was dropped upon it. Someone fell violently against this sign, and they were injured in the clash. Most likely a head wound. Soil. It should have come from a flower pot. The soil on the side of this flower shelf is the same as that on the ground. Fragments of a flower pot. It fell down here.
There's still something I'm missing.
This pot was broken fairly recently. A flower pot recently fell down from these shelves and was misplaced. All the clues around here are quite suspicious. I need my imagination to make sense of it all.
No, 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 no. Okay, so that's what I'm doing. Okay. Reset. No. Okay, so breaking open the door. No, no, no. Reset. You were first. You were second. You were third, surely.
This reconstruction reveals a disturbing fact. Montague Dunn damaged the door of the Colonial Collection Room.
He was in a panic, or the door was locked. Was it an accident, or a murder then, I wonder? I think we need to inspect the Colonial Collection Room.
We said that earlier. Is there no more? Okay, looks like I've found all the clues right here.
The plants were here. All of them were stolen.
How does one steal that
Do
many
not
plants?
touch.
That's quite impressive, honestly. If like how do you make off with that many? Can I switch characters? No, that was only for that part.
Here is a list of the stolen plants.
Okay, well, looks like we can get and move on from here. Colonial Collection Room. Oh my.
These plants come from all the territories of the British Empire. Very.
Oh, what?
The smell is strong. It is a detergent. This broken fragment was the result of a heavy blow.
What
A
have we got?
fragment of marble, most likely chipped from a statue or sculpture. These windows were perfectly cleaned. Part of this greenhouse was emptied and thoroughly cleaned.
Okay, well. Perform an autopsy on Montague Dunn. The death is suspicious. Why had he forced the door of the Colonial Collection Room? Why had someone cleaned and emptied the room? Was it a trap? or a simple accident.
I asked Inspector Lestrade to take Montague Dunn's body to Scotland Yard.
It's ready for autopsy, then.
Dunn's belongings.
This watch is of great
Wow,
value.
Yeah, those ones are always expensive. A good
A
pen,
beautiful feather pen of a good make.
club card. Turn it over.
A membership card for the London Crest Club.
To Mr. F. Wayne, director of Wayne and Sons Printing Company. My friend, your posters for the great exhibition at Kew Gardens are very beautiful, but it is surely unnecessary to mention all of the staff. My name alone will be sufficient. It seems he preferred to have all the glory for himself, as some might say. Oh, this is gonna be fun.
First of all, let us carry out an external examination.
Face.
The
Eyes.
vessels and the pupil of the eye appear quite normal. There is an injury to the skull, most probably caused by the fall in the water lily greenhouse. The air from the lungs carries a faint floral aroma.
Well, he always was working with flowers, I'm not surprised.
There are no suspicious marks upon the chest. Let us finish our external examination so that we can proceed with the autopsy.
Alright, right arm.
No
Skin.
redness, stings, or bruises.
Left arm.
Nothing suspicious here. Now, let us examine the internal
Oh,
organs.
this is gonna be awful, isn't it? Oh my lord. Okay. Oh, alright. Wow, we're just gonna...
The lungs are congested and edematous.
This is... Oh, wow.
The tissue on the inferior lobe of the right lung is damaged, most probably caused by toxins from an unknown plant. The heart's blood vessels show no pathological signs. The heart tissue shows no visible pathological signs. The liver is enlarged. It would seem that he was suffering from an alcohol addiction.
Of course. Who isn't?
The liver tissue is brown. There are no visible pathological signs. The stomach tissues show no visible pathological signs. There is a small amount of content. It appears that he breakfasted lightly, only a short while before his death. My suspicions have been substantiated. Montague Dunn, the director of Kew Gardens, died from poisoning. Plant poisoning, to be more exact.
You mean
Yes,
It is murder.
we should inform Lestrade?
Yes, but do remember, Watson, that I discovered the murder. The challenge is mine.
The challenge, Holmes?
We need to locate that deadly plant. Such a perfect murder appeals to me.
Murder of any kind appeals to you. Is that all we need to do?
No, we also have the people working at Kew Gardens. Martin Hamish and the son of the victim, Albert Dunn.
What about this
And
Miss
also
White?
Miss White,
There
of
we
whom
go.
we spoke with Mr. Hamish. Should we bring them all here for interrogation?
No. A few innocuous questions at Q will suffice, as well as a discreet delve into their personal affairs. Yes, Watson, it is time now to open the doors.
Even those in the staff building? I suppose that is necessary.
We should also be concerned with the victim himself. After all, we don't know very much about Montague Dunn.
You're enjoying this already, aren't you?
More than a little.
Holmes, you sick man. Poisoning. Dunn was trapped. Clue. After being trapped in the Colonial Collection room by the killer, Montague Dunn was infected by inhaling a virulent vegetal poison. What does that lead us to? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Fantastic.
Locked.
Oh, I didn't realize they do that.
Locked.
Yep. Does that mean that door will be open at some point? Are we going to tell them that, yes, this is a murder and we are investigating it? Or are we just going to, you know, go about our business pretending, yes, we are still looking into the thievery. That's all we're doing.
Colonial net vent drop water park.
Sorry, but if there's anything to investigate
map.
about this place, then I don't want to have to... Okay, so this is something we can look back at. Oh,
Director's office, cloakroom, and laboratory.
yeah, I don't want to... Oh, okay.
Reserve.
Yeah, there we go. Just wanted to get that all out of the way in case it was like, oh yeah, you can... Innocuous questions. Let's investigate this man first. Okay, glasses. Inexpensive, myopic. Okay. Dirty color. That's the same color that was infecting the man that we just Oh my goodness, his suit is filthy. Unmarried. Oh, one more. Oops. Gardener's hands.
Mr. Hamish, can you explain to us what happened to the Colonial Collection? It seems somewhat depleted.
But, most likely maintenance work, tidying up.
You're not sure, then? But you're the deputy director.
Well, I am busy. I cannot be everywhere at once.
Suddenly becoming defensive. Interesting. Lethal plants. Let's talk about lethal plants.
Tell
first.
me, Mr. Hamish, do you grow the more deadly variety of plant here?
You mean insectivorous? Yes, but nothing larger than that.
Albert told us about the tragic death of Mr. Dunn, the late director of Kew Gardens.
Tragic indeed. His heart attack was quite unexpected.
Relationship.
As deputy director, how was your relationship with Montague Dunn?
To be honest with you, Mr. Holmes, it could have been better. You see, every Tuesday he would carry out his inspection of the gardens, but it was solely to make an impression, great pretense that he cared at all. He would give out absurd orders, ignoring anyone else's opinion. He would then disappear for the rest of the week. He was what some might call a man of action. I'd say rather he was overzealous and chaotic. So after all, it was no wonder, perhaps, that he ended up like that, if you take into consideration his kind of lifestyle.
His lifestyle.
You mentioned that Mr. Dunn led a particular lifestyle.
Well, it's no secret that he enjoyed, celebrating, shall we say? He was a member of the London Smart Set. He was famous for it. That and
And
he had an eye for the ladies, to put it mildly, Mr. Holmes.
thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation. Locked. Locked.
Oh, okay. I guess, is it over this way? Is this the same place? There we go. Okay. Bada bing, bada boom. Going knock to each side, and then... Oh. Hold on. Why is this a... Why is object... Ow. Sorry, I need to get my, ugh. I need to get my wisdom teeth removed. And, right now they are really, really hurting my mouth whenever I try and, whenever I put... Why is... What?
Nursery.
That's strange.
Locked.
That's... Yeah, no, hold on. Why was... Oh, I guess I went around it when I
There
left
is a
it.
smell of burning.
Oh my. Ouch.
The symbol is not from Kew Gardens. The remains of a picture frame. A broom handle was half burned.
Oh, whoa.
A
There's
door
the
handle?
handle.
Why would anyone throw such a thing in the fire? The door handle to the colonial collection and that of the fireplace are made of the same material.
Okay, so we're dealing with the
A protective mask.
scarecrow from
Someone set it alight, but it did not burn.
we're dealing with the guy from Batman, Scarecrow.
The plants were set alight fairly recently. Some have not completely burned.
Archives and archives. Okay.
Dry tropics.
Hello.
These flower pots are beautiful. They are intended to be used for exhibition purposes. The symbol is not from Kew Gardens.
There was something there. Oh my goodness, why is this like this?
Dry tropics.
Oh, okay. Oh, you... Okay. Okay, let's get a... Watson. Thank you. Have I just... Oh no, there's a way out here. What is this leading to?
According to this, they have light and moisture control in some parts of the building. These trees, with their roots in water, must originate from Louisiana.
Ah, yes, the bayou. I remember our visit in the case of the Awakened.
according to this, they have light.
Yep, we looked at that one already. Is that relevant somehow?
Can I help you, gentlemen?
I found you by accident. I did not even, I did 100% did not know you would be here. But I'll talk to you nonetheless. Oh my. Okay, well let's quickly, yeah. He's still crying or he's drugged up. It's one of the two. Red eyes, wept recently. Okay, consumed by grief. Yep, definitely. Okay, all right. We're not being suspicious of this man. Shaving cut. Yep, he's very clean shaved. Let's see. Hands. Yep. Oh, okay. That's all we're looking at. That's interesting.
Who is Miss Margaret White?
We never heard Margaret.
She is the young lady who studies with me. She visits here sometimes to help out with the greenhouses. In fact, she should be here today. She wanted to work at the seed house. That's the small greenhouse across from the large glass house.
Do you work here?
Yes, but part-time only, for I'm also studying botany at the University of London.
You're following in your father's footsteps, then. That is commendable.
Well, even if botany is not my strongest suit, there are people who say that I could be a good manager.
We noticed that a part of the colonial collection has been cleared.
Ah. At the moment, I'm just dealing with the storage room. I don't know much about the other rooms.
I imagine that your relationship with your father may have been a strained one.
Yes. I cannot say that he was a kind man, for he never listened to me at all. He forced me to work here. But now, after his death, I've been pondering it over. Perhaps he wasn't so wrong about me after all. I have to follow his path, and I have to manage Kew Gardens, and I can do it. I can be as good as any other who works here.
Would you please tell us about Martin Hamish, the deputy director?
Well, I have to tell you that Mr. Hamish is not and has never been the deputy director of Kew Gardens. My father would not have tolerated it.
Indeed? Well, that is most interesting. He told us that he was.
Yes, because he believes that the management should be passed down to him now that my father is dead. But in actual fact, Mr. Hamish only has the honor of being the garden's longest-serving employee. In fact, if we are to think logically at all, it should be me who takes over the management of Kew Gardens.
Do you not have a good relationship with Mr. Hamish?
I suppose so. But we have very little in common. Mr. Hamish loves his plants and Kew Gardens, and I cannot say that I share his passion.
I see. And how was his relationship with your father?
Oh, he hated my father. It was obvious. He would be furious whenever my father boasted of Kew Gardens in the newspapers or at conferences. He was convinced that my father was stealing all of the credit for himself.
He was.
But my father treated Mr. Hamish in the same way as he treated anyone. Dismissively.
What happened
with
to
indifference.
Hey, what happened to your mouth, my friend? What happened
Do
to your
you
chin?
hold the keys to all of these locked doors?
Yes, you can have them. But I cannot give you the keys to the cloakroom. The employees' effects are private. I am sure you understand.
Thank you, young man. We shall see you again.
What should we do next?
Oops, that was an accident. Well, I have the keys now. Find a use. What's this? Find a use. Okay. Interesting.
Locked.
Not anymore. A little.
Newspapers discussing Kew Gardens.
The Times. New plant specials. The Kew Gardens are pleased to announce the successful production of a new variety of barley, one that retains a complete resistance to the cold. They've named it the Siberian barley. Mr. Martin Hamish, the proud cultivator of the graft, will hold a press conference next Monday morning upon this very subject. Letter. My dearest Margaret, following our last conversation, I believe it might be better if you vacate your position here at at Kew Gardens. As you pointed out quite bluntly, you are no longer in need of my support. You're quite able to stand up for yourself in this world, as you say. Well, I give you back your freedom and wish you nothing but good luck. Ah, thank you. The door is closed. Now I can break into his safe.
A photograph of Montague Dunn and Reynold Hamish.
I can, yes, break into a safe without anyone watching. No fears whatsoever. What am I looking for? What do I have to? Okay, I guess I have to do this. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, okay. Oh, man, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is gonna... Oh boy. I'm not gonna bother cutting this. You guys can experience my full suffering the entire way. Oh boy. I have a feeling it's this way. Oh my goodness. Why? 1, 2, 3. Then we go this way. 1, 2, 3. Alright, now it's equal. Oh no! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Does that mean it's gonna be 4 on this side now? I wonder. Okay, so then 4 on the other side. Is that it? No? Oh my god. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know what pattern it is. I'm just going by feeling at this point. Oh no! Now I can't even remember what I've done properly. Okay, come on. Now we make them equal. And then we go 5 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Surely we go the other way now. Haha. I mean, it's symmetrical on either side, but the number is confusing. It was 2, then 3, then 5. My dearest friend, please allow me to express my disappointment upon reading your last letter. I am paying you to defend me, not to accuse me. Kew Gardens is a royal institution. We are granted the great opportunity to travel the world and to save the most extraordinarily precious and rare species of plant. Our duty is to protect such species and from those who might wish to use them for dubious purpose. The divine syndicate of whom you speak have no right to hold such precious plants. Remember the case of June 14th, 1889. So I must respectively ask you to once again notarize the permissions on these plants on behalf of Kew Gardens. The documents were sent to you on Monday. P.S. See you in Boodles on Tuesday, as always. Montague Dunn. Mr. Dunn, we must ask you, for the last time, for the return of our dear sisters. You do not have any right to hold them imprisoned. They do not belong to you, Your so-called permissions are wholly false. You are hiding behind lies. The lie, we need not elaborate, that was reported in the press as the case of June 14th, 1889. Lots of archives coming up here. What you have done is quite abhorrent. Be very sure that we shall never abandon our family members. We trusted you and regret having done so. The Divine Syndicate.
I suggest that we don't tell Miss Margaret White about this document.
Debt of Miss Margaret White to Mr. Montague Dunn. Rental of a suite of rooms at Oxford Street. An educational scholarship at the London University. Credits opened at Hamilton, Radigan House, Taylor's, and at Baird and Sons Luxury Jewelers. Miss White and Mr. Dunn had a recent disagreement. Montague Dunn was planning to release Miss White from her position at Kew Gardens. Okay, none of these match up so far. Yeah, lots of archive searchings to do. What's in here?
Locked.
Not anymore. Haha. Laboratory table. Wet bottle trace.
There was a bottle here. It left behind a trace of the substance that pervaded the laboratory.
Gold dust. Good heavens. What's it doing here?
The gold is almost immune to chemical attacks, so it may be a valuable auxiliary for various experiments.
But why would anyone perform such experiments in a botanical garden?
Several drops of the substance were spilled. Someone carried this bottle around.
Alcohol, perhaps? Or was it for an experiment?
Several drops of the substance were spilled. Someone carried this bottle around. The bottle is no longer here, but it is possible to detect a faint scent. We need a good nose.
Toby. Okay, I'm just gonna check the time real quick. Let's see, 42 minutes? Alright, we'll go for a bit longer. University book. University of Cambridge, botanical section.
A botany book. This student's book belongs to Albert. Locked.
Holmes, Albert Dunn didn't give us the key to this door.
It does not matter. We will open it.
Oh. Ah, this again? Alrighty then. What? What's this? Oh, wow. Okay, hold on. This is, let's just bring this in front of us. Oh my, okay, there's a lot to this one. Okay, I feel like this would be going here. Let's actually... Is there anywhere else this can connect, really? Nah. This has to be this here. But... Aha! Okay, well, we've got that now. this over here now. Oh, okay. Well, that matches up that a lot. So that's fine. This one, let's see. Oh, wait, what if we... No. This one, move it like this. Aha! And then, can we still... Does that become... Okay, that rotates as a whole piece together. You can't... Hmm. Okay. Oh. What? I didn't even...
Open.
I thought there was another step to go. Alright, well.
Martin Hamish's locker. A review on rare and exotic plants. Martin Hamish has written several pieces. Martin Hamish studied chemistry. Interesting.
Mr. General Secretary, recent events unfolding at Kew Gardens oblige me to renew my application for the management position. As I've stated already in my previous letters, I believe that no one is better suited for the post. While Mr. Montague Dunn was alive, I understood your reservation to my suggestion. Your reasons were political, and I was happy to comply. But now the Kew Gardens lie in disorder. How can I stand by and allow it? How can I leave them in the hands of inexperienced people with no motivation? I must urge you to cast your decision as a matter of urgency, so that I may devote myself entirely to the noble task ahead and free my mind from this uncertainty.
Father and I, Kew Gardens.
Okay, well, guess we're done there. It's Albert.
Albert's locker.
He wants to go on a vote.
Young Albert, standing with a woman in front of London University. Specialist articles on shipyards and ship construction. Albert Dunn has a great passion for shipbuilding and the sea. A rejection letter from the British Royal Naval College.
Oh my. Okay, sorry, I had a quick scan of it. Royal Navy School of NCOs, Recruitment Center, London. Sir, it is my regret to inform you that despite your excellent results within our entry examinations, we are unable to invite you into the Royal Navy School. Your father, Mr. Montague Dunn, has expressed his intention to entrust to you the directorship of the Royal Botanic Gardens in Kew, and it is clear that he would not release you for an entire year of naval training. Please accept all our best wishes for your future at Kew Gardens. Yours very faithfully, J.M. Lemarchand, Director of the Royal Navy Training Center.
Miss White's locker. A draft of the letter that Miss White sent to her parents.
Dear Mother and Father, I am writing this letter with reluctance to ask you for help. My studies and my housing costs have proven to be more expensive than I had anticipated. I fear, therefore, that I may not be able to manage them in the long term. I know that we have had our disagreements in the past, but would you be so heartless as to allow your daughter to fail her studies due to lack of money?
These jewels must be worth a small fortune. A vanity purse. It is of high quality.
Margaret. We were surprised to receive your letter. How could you think to ask us for money after all these years have passed since you left, and without any thought for us? You have never shared with us any detail of your success at the university, but you choose to do so now? We suppose you must be ashamed of us, for we are not from the same high class as your new friends. Yes, we are modest people, but you should learn to put your family first, as we at home have always done. And none of us ever compromised our reputation, as it appears you have already with your employer, Mr. Dunn. No, Margaret, it is you who makes us feel ashamed. Your parents. Wow.
Apparently, Miss White is a capable student.
Hold on.
Apparently, Miss White is a capable
Diploma,
student.
master's degree. Dear Margaret, I know how your financial troubles are overwhelming you at this present time. Please let me assure you that I could not permit you to remain in such a dilemma. I was born of a wealthy family. I would consider it an honor if you might accept my help. Your devoted servant, Albert. Well, hold on. Hold on. White and Dunn. Yeah, okay. Disagreement. Margaret White's studies and social situation were completely dependent on Montague Dunn's wealth. Nope, okay. I believe the word for,
This is a table for experiments. It resembles my own.
the word for
Only this
Albert
one is kept in good order, Holmes.
is, as anyone on Twitch and PewDiePie would call it, a simp.
Gloves, waterproof aprons, everything one might need for self-protection.
Do they grow dangerous plants here?
It appears as though the protective equipment is missing from here.
Yes, once it was burnt.
Such masks are generally worn when dealing with toxic chemicals.
Hmm.
What is your opinion of Albert as a student of botany?
Useless. I often tell him so, and I can only give him cleaning tasks.
Wow.
Botany is not his life's work, and his father well knew it. He was furious about it.
He was.
Oh yes, he forced his son to work here, and he never missed an opportunity to criticize him publicly.
Are you able to elaborate on that?
Well, for example, with our last exhibition here, Mr. Dunn had Albert make a presentation speech. But then, while the lad was speaking, Mr. Dunn interrupted him, asking him difficult questions, making him look like a failure. It was with the intention of making a fool of him, Mr. Holmes.
That must have been terribly humiliating.
Yes, he was crushed, and he had to leave. Everybody was making fun of poor Albert. That is, except for Miss Margaret White, who is such a nice lady and who always takes pity on Albert.
You mentioned a Miss White. Would you tell us more about her?
She is a student who works here part-time. She is quite charming indeed. She possesses a great talent for botany. You should take a look at some of her experiments that she carried out in the laboratory. Ah, if only she were not so naive.
Why naive?
The way she used to flutter around Mr. Montague Dunn. And why, he couldn't help but be flattered by all her attention. How could an intelligent woman such as Miss White not see through his game? I can only scratch my head and wonder.
Mr. Hamish, was someone from your family connected with Kew Gardens?
Family? No. I'm the only one with a passion for botany.
I do not think so. This photograph of you and your father at Kew Gardens suggests the opposite.
But you have no right to...
Do tell us more about your father.
He was, indeed, the greatest botanist of his time in the British Empire. He worked together with Montague Dunn until the end of his life. He brought me in at the age of 12.
Did he get on well with Mr. Dunn?
No, I couldn't say that. They expanded Kew Gardens together, that was all. And it was all my father's work, for Dunn always lived the high life.
So Mr. Dunn was not helping your father?
Oh, yes, he provided the financial support. And as far as he was concerned, that fulfilled his role. But the worst of it was, he declared himself as the master of Kew Gardens. Fame meant nothing to my father, so it was easy for Mr. Dunn to take all the credit.
Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation.
That's interesting. Now, I think Albert was somewhere here? Yes.
I perceive that you are passionate about the Royal Navy.
Passionate? No, not really. I like ships, that is all.
Are you quite sure? You do not seem to be so interested in plants.
It's difficult, that's all. My future is here. It has never been about anything else.
As the Japanese would say, Usotsuki.
And yet I know that the Royal Naval College rejected your application.
Ah, you truly are as clever as they say. Yes, that's correct. And in fact, my father was strongly against the idea. He did his best to ruin my plans, although I almost did succeed. But my dreams were shattered, Mr. Holmes.
Thank you, young man. We shall see you again soon.
Well, oh my, that's Hamish's anger. Martin Hamish had a motive. He believed that he and his father's lives had been ruined by Dunn, who had taken the credit for all of their work. Hamish wished to take over the directorship of Kew Gardens, but he knew that it would not be possible. But he knew that would not be possible with Dunn still alive. Albert had a motive to kill his father, Montague Dunn. Dunn had thwarted Albert's dream of joining the Royal Navy. By killing his father, Albert could have his revenge and eventually succeed in his father's place as the director of Kew Gardens. There's still something missing here. First of all, why can I not find Miss Margaret White anywhere? White. Let's go back here. I want to go into the nursery. There is stuff we have to do back home, but I also wish to go in here.
Locked.
Not anymore.
Nursery.
Okay.
We can see the interior of the Colonial Collection Room from this window. A thesis written by Martin Hamish.
We're not going to read that.
A glasses case. It is empty. This area serves as Martin Hamish's office. A master's degree diploma. It belongs to Martin Hamish. An award presented to Martin Hamish for Best Grower of the Year.
Impressive, man. Why are all of these slightly ajar?
These young plants must be delicate if they are kept in the nursery.
Alright, looks like that's that. Oh, hello. This is... Oh, yeah.
It is a bust of Montague Dunn.
Oh, what's this?
I am curious if the marble that we found will fit this place. Here it is.
Aha.
The marble fragment that we found in the Colonial Collection Room is what they have in common. The seeds of plant species are stored here.
Oh, oopsies. Sorry, game just
What should we do
froze on me.
next, Holmes?
Okay. Oh, thank you.
Locked.
Nope, it's open. Trust me, it's open. I think we are just about done here. Oh, hello, Miss Margaret White. Would you look at
Look,
that?
Holmes, this charming lady must be Miss White. She's entering the seed house.
Open.
Good day to you, miss. You have some very beautiful plants here.
Why, thank you, sir. And good day to you, too. But
Oh, I do beg your pardon. My name is Dr. John Watson. This is my good friend, Mr. Sherlock Holmes.
I am honored to make your acquaintance, gentlemen. My name is Margaret White. Excuse me, but are you Sherlock Holmes, the great detective?
Yes, I am he.
What a pleasure to see you here at Kew Gardens. Are you working on a case?
Well, I'm gonna look over you first. Her voice is recorded differently. I don't know what it is. Yep, so she's a high-ranking member of society, but she's also using their money to get on her own way. I mean, oh my.
Yes, a theft of plants that took place here a few days ago after their most recent exhibition.
Oh, oh yes, of course. I quite forgot about that.
Alrighty
It's
then.
quite understandable that you might forget about the theft of the plants, miss, after the tragedy that took place here.
Yes. The director was a truly
Lies.
good man.
Oh, actually, no.
It is such a terrible misfortune.
She was playing the man. Wow. Okay.
Would you happen to know why part of the colonial collection was cleared?
No, I have never been there.
Do you work here?
Part-time only. I am a biology student at the London University. I attend the same classes as the son of Mr. Montague Dunn. That is how I found my chance to work here for part of my thesis, you see. It is a great honor.
How well did you know Mr. Montague Dunn?
He was a master, a great leader. I saw him almost as a spiritual father.
He had an exceptional nature?
Oh yes, indeed. He was always so active and so optimistic and very nice to me. Although he could behave harshly towards his son.
Why so?
He loved his son dearly and wanted the very best for him. It made him extremely demanding. Albert, who is naturally shy, suffered because of it.
Most of the doors in Kew Gardens are locked. Do you have a key to this room?
Oh, yes. Albert gave me a set of duplicate keys. He agreed I might carry out my studies without disturbing him. It is only temporary.
Thank you, miss. None of the 3 people who work at Kew Gardens know why half of the colonial collection was cleared. So, someone is lying. It is obvious.
Yep, a lot of things. Oh, well, I think there's a lot of things to look for in the archive. Let's see how much time we've been recording. Yeah, that's perfect. Guys, I'm gonna leave this here. All progress since the last save point. That would have been the last conversation, I suppose, at worst. So yeah, I'm going to leave this here. And hope to continue this very soon. This is very, very enjoyable. Thank you very much, and goodbye.